Hi there, welcome back. I'm going to talk to you guys right now about pollution, which is our next global issue that we're going to be addressing using literacy. Just a few things about pollution. So, teaching pollution in the class has always had great cross curricular connections, connecting it to science, social studies, and back to language. A lot of teachers also choose to do some themed learning at this point, going outside, doing math problems and questions that involve pollution, and just giving students facts. So with pollution, with all of the research that I've gathered, students are really receptive to facts. So if you give them a fact such as 50% of the world's population has to deal with polluted water, they're gonna sit there and gonna be like, "What? No way! I don't believe you." And um, this has so much creative and critical learning and inquiry learning that students will go off and do themselves. You'd be super surprised at your students and how much they don't know about the world. So by introducing these facts to them, you're allowing them to create their own inquiry learning, going out into the real world, seeing what's going on, seeing if they see that piece of garbage on their morning walk to school, if they pick it up. So you're creating the active citizen at this point. So just a few things about pollution. There are tons of different types of pollution. The main ones that get talked about quite often are air pollution, water pollution, land pollution, and thermal pollution. So this involves us as humans. Most, if not all, pollution is man-made pollution, and so that means that by teaching this to our students can learn that they can change this because this is all man-made. And you can cross-curricularly connect this to any science lesson. It doesn't just have to be on weather patterns or seasons or pollution itself. You can also connect it to man-made things like mechanisms and whatnot. So this is a really great global issue to bring into your classroom and make aware, because it is around in you, no matter where you are in the community, in the city. This global issue is around in your, maybe even in your school. So by doing these types of things, you'd be super surprised at some of your students who will be very passionate in this issue, creating school initiatives, being that active participant and citizen in their school and their community. So I always really like doing lessons with these where the students get to have a hands-on experience with garbage and pollution, obviously in a sanitary way that follows all of the guidelines that we need to do as teachers. But just by taking that walk outside, maybe starting by reading them a book and reading them a book about pollution, or just a simple um, article if they're in the older grades, maybe taking them for a walk outside, just seeing if they can spot any pollution out, or if they look up into the sky and they see some stuff, like trying to spot the different types of pollution. You can also have an open brainstorm with them, allowing them to see, like, if I took that walk to school in the morning, did I see the factory giving out smoke? What kind of pollution is that? Air pollution. So you're creating a critical student. You're creating a creative student, and you're facilitating their learning. So by giving them the information about pollution, you are allowing them to make a change, right? So back on track with the pollution. So there is air pollution, water pollution, land pollution, radioactive pollution, thermal pollution, which leads to global warming. Pollution is anything that is introduced in the environment that can have a negative impact on humans, animals, or plants. And this goes back into the cross-curricular connections, which is so great with science and literacy, and using those conversational tasks. So you can get so many oral communication um, uh, expectations in using pollution. You can get writing. So if you are in the older grade, you can do a persuasive essay. So if you see that there is a problem with buildings going up in the amount of habitats that are being polluted by garbage, by the construction workers and whatnot, maybe sit down and talk to your students about it. If you have a construction site right by your school, you could have them write a letter to you, and you can, take that other places and see their activism start to work, which is always great for students at this age. You want to give them the opportunity to do things while they're young so that they craft their behaviors for their future, right? Giving them the stuff to do now just makes them more excited and more encouraged to do it later on. So pollution can be visible and it can be smelly, but it also can not be seen at all and it cannot be smelly at all. So we have to make that aware to our students. So yes, they see a type of garbage on the ground, but they don't see the particles in the air changing after smoke was brought into it. They only see the smoke going into it, right? So we have to teach our students to look around them and open their eyes and be critical of what they're seeing. And we can do this using, once again, open brainstorm. I love communication. It's one of my favorite things. Sometimes students can't get their words out on the page. So if you have them do like a shadow puppet app, doing something where they can just have a conversation with someone, even just sitting them down and being like, what did you learn today? Like, did you see anything when you walked outside? Especially your ELL students or your students that are struggling. Even your students that are doing really well, sometimes they just don't know how to put that stuff into words. So by allowing them to have a conversation with you and then put it into words is always helpful. So yes, that is what I wanted to say about pollution. Just a few more pollution facts. Pollution is actually experienced in um, every single community. So I'm just trying to find the facts here. Sorry. Pollution um, has around 250 million diseases are caused by pollution in drinking water every year, which reports to from 5 to 10 million deaths annually. That was the big thing that I wanted to tell you guys, is that all of these diseases we are putting in there. So not to scare your students, but by giving them this fact that makes them more motivated to do something about it. And you can use literacy strategies like reading a book and writing a reading response, or even doing something bigger like seeing something outside and sending a letter to your office that you have. You can do some school initiative. You can do the recycling, reuse, reduce, recycle stuff. Pollution is a great subject that I love doing. I've put links down below for you and your resources on how to teach these, and I'm so excited to see you guys later. I will come back to you with another video. So see you soon. I hope you learned lots. Please comment and ask me questions or how this worked in your classroom. If you have any more information, I posted all my citations down below with clickable links so that you guys can go to my pages and check everything out for yourself. So feel free. I'll see you soon. Bye.